Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the Marvel Legends Thor God of Thunder. Isn't that the movie? He's not a movie character, he's a comic character. That's a thing, or is that a comic? That doesn't look like... What was the movie? I didn't see the last one. I don't know what's going on with this. Anyway, this is the comic version of GORR. It was, to my knowledge, an Amazon exclusive, sold for $30. It was finally marked down to $20, so I picked it up so that I could review it for you guys, and here it is. Obviously, just gonna throw it out there. It's not even close to being worth 30 bucks for the $20 price point. It's still a Marvel Legends figure, but it's not too bad, so use that as your background information as we go through the review. But otherwise, let's get him off the stand and take a closer look. Alright, before we look at the figure, let's look at my package. I have to say, for a non-windowed package, this one's pretty good. The all black with just the pop of color through the middle looks nice. Figure actually looks pretty good. They have some nice lighting on it. I mean, it's probably still a render, but it still looks good. On the side, horrible choice of artwork if you ask me. You can't even really tell what's going on there. Is that his arm? That's his arm there. So shoulder, arm, chest, yeah. Okay, so that's not a version of him that looks like this. The figure actually does match some source material fairly well. They just chose to not use that here. Go figure. There you go, and there you go. We've definitely seen worse. This one does not look too shabby. That looks not like a movie logo. It looks like a comic logo. So that's what I'm guessing that is. I'm not an overall Thor fan. I'm not against Thor. I just don't know much about Thor and his expanded universe. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the figure. This guy stands just about 7 inches, not counting the hood. That's going to make him roughly 17.5 centimeters. Here he is up against Darwin. He does have some size. He's got a little bit of meat to him, a little bit of size to him. Not too bad. Now let's do a quick question of the day. Is it just me, or does this guy look incredibly like the Didact from Halo 4? Sure seems like it might be the same character to me. Obviously, I'm only joking, but that is, let's just get into the aesthetic. That is a wonderful, 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 wonderful head sculpt and paint job. Maybe one of the best Marvel Legends heads ever, including paint and sculpt. That looks great. It looks so good. And he doesn't have human features, obviously, so it's easier for them to add extra detail to the face without it looking weird. But I do have to note, we have all that nice detail in the face, and then we still have what is essentially a blank Marvel Legends body with cartoonish, like Pixar style, Fortnite style sculpting. So it's just... Hasbro, Hasbro, Hasbro. Let's talk about the good first, and then we'll finish with the bad. Or should we do the bad first? I think we'll do the bad first. We'll end with a happier taste in our mouth instead of a sour taste. Get it? Okay, so let's talk about the worst thing ever. Hasbro sucks. They have no understanding of the durometer of plastic. Apparently, they picked the hardest, crappiest PVC they could use for his flowy cape. It's okay, I guess, back here. It's definitely okay for the hood, but this little dangly bit up here, I had to figure out what it was at first because I couldn't quite tell. It doesn't make sense. Why is this piece up like this? And these are hanging straight down. So one, the sculpt is really bad. And then two, the plastic hardness makes no sense. Why are they using hard plastic? I mean, not hard, but as far as PVC goes, this is fairly hard PVC. What the heck? Why are these straight pieces so completely straight and flat and hard? It's so annoying. It is the most unpleasant thing to handle on a Marvel Legends figure. I hate this. Oh, it doesn't, like, the plastic itself feels bad, but also just handling the figure with these giant pieces of fettuccine hanging off of his chest, not great. Then the worst defender is this right here, this little dragon. It's not actually a dragon, it's just part of his cape, apparently. But it's just flat. Look. It's just a flat piece of plastic. So it has this big swoosh right here, but then it just curls up flat, and it looks and feels so cheap and weird. It's the strangest thing. Like, seriously, I'm not just being weird about it. If you have this figure, tell me that doesn't feel weird. That's a weird choice of plastic for this. It's incredibly strange to have in your hand. That's what she said. It's just very weird. So I don't care for that. That being said, let's get to the, well, we'll go back and forth. Let's get to the good. The hood is sculpted really well. to go with that head. It is wonderful. I love it. It's so weird how wrinkly and nice the hood is sculpted. Then you get these. It looks like electrical tape hanging off of him. Honestly, you could make your own with electrical tape and it would probably look better. Okay, so the cape sucks. The head and hood, exceptional. The cape is terrible. In order to do the rest of the aesthetic, though, I want to pop the cape off. And look at how... It's so bad. There's texture on the inside, by the way. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. There's texture. You can see, hopefully you can see. Yeah, you can see. Come on, focus. It's hard because it's so dark. There's like cloth texture in there. On the inside, not on the outside. Just flat, bare, weird ass plastic. So weird. Okay, so let's talk about the body. We're gonna leave the hooded head on because I like it. I don't like his neck things. So like I said before, well, first of all, this is partly new, partly old body, and it still just looks like a horrible Marvel Legends sculpt. I hate the way they do this. Look how tubular and puffy he is. What's going on here? What are those? That's not supposed to be there. Well, anyway, okay, well, let's talk about the paint real quick while we're here. The little red bits look great. The little shaded red bits, they nailed it. I don't think any of them are misplaced, and they're all done pretty well. The black lines are pretty good too. The back is exceptionally bare, but it's painted pretty well. I don't really have any issue with the paint. His tootsies have paint on them. His fingies have paint on them. All the parts have paint that are supposed to have paint, but you can notice a stark difference also between the colors of plastic, but that's not what I was gonna say. What I was gonna say is look at all the shading and finesse in the head to this dollar store looking figure. Why can't they sculpt details? It's like they refuse, and his leg shape is just so weird. These might not even be all reused parts. I'm not sure. Obviously, some of them are. It's hard to say for the legs. They look different than I remember any other legs looking, but it might just be an optical illusion. But anyway, the body is still just so... Oh, it's so basic. Like the back. That's not what a back looks like. It looks like they took a flat piece of clay. I know they didn't do it this way, but they took a flat piece of clay and just carved the lines into it. It's so weird. So weird. So yeah, the sculpt sucks on the body big time. Hands and feet are fine. Head's gorgeous. Cape is janky as hell. So aesthetically speaking, they had a winner on their hands, but then they also shot themselves in the foot. So I'm going to average it down to a 7. If it was just... Here. I could look at this all day. Not the cape down there, but the cape up by the head and then the head. I could look at that right there. Oh man, that is a primo collectible. If all their figures had that much detail and care, and it's not even a ton, like it's just a little bit. If their figures just had that, I'd pay $30 all day long for Hasbro product if they all looked like that. But no, we get this instead. $10 product. So I'm going to average it down to a 7, unfortunately. They just put 90% of effort here and zeroed out here, and the 10 they just threw away to save on profits. Okay, so as far as accessories go, you only get an alternate head for the head. You don't get an alternate hood or anything, so that's just going to have his like neck tubers, head tubers. What do you want to call them? I don't know. What do you want to call them? I'll call them head tubers. Very nicely detailed again in the face. It looks exceptional. The teeth are probably the best teeth. Best teeth. It's the best teeth they ever did, and his eyes and everything. It looks great. I love the head sculpts on this, other than the neck tubers. Don't care for those personally, but they're done well. And then you get an alternate blade hand, which I want to say came with one of the symbiotes at some point, but maybe not. Maybe they made this for him. I don't remember. It's done well enough, and that's it. You don't get much with this guy. So at the $30 price point, no friggin' way. Not even close. $20 price point, I'm on board. Pretty okay. I'll go 7 out of 10 for accessories. I do think we should have more, but having a whole ass alternate head is nice. With the extra hand blade thing, that's pretty cool. Now, as far as articulation goes, 1, you're not going to be able to use the neck at all with all of this going on, and that's how you're going to have him. Odds are 99 out of 100 of you are going to pose him with the hood on, not with his neck tuber showing. But we're going to do this just so that we can do the articulation. I should say display, not pose, because he's not going to pose well with that. one on. I really don't like the way they did the neck tubers. The way it hangs in the front, I don't care for that. It looks weird. Anyway, it's a double ball peg. I'll pop it back off so I can show you how wonderful this double ball peg is. Oh god, they can't do it. Look how you can't even see the ball. It's so far. It's all the way down here by his Adam's apple. All the way down here, which is kind of low for an Adam's apple. Anyway, it's I've said anyway so many times. You guys can tell I'm not getting any sleep. Worst double ball peg ever, which is okay on this guy because you can't pose him anyway, but they can't manage double ball pegs. It has virtually no range because they're so bad at their jobs. Shoulders, they're okay. We've seen these before. Bicep swivel, like, yeah, if you force it, it works, but they're not great. And then bicep swivel, double jointed elbow. It's all pretty standard, basic, reused garbage. Nothing impressive at all. I do think this is a new torso because I don't remember seeing the veins and the lines in the chest. I could be wrong. I'm not sure. He leans back all right. He leans forward all right. Waist twist is okay. Hips, he does kick nicely, so that's good. Goes back just a touch. Out to the side, horrible pivot. They put the fulcrum at the wrong point, but you still get better than 45, so I'll take it. Thigh swivel is fine. Double jointed knees. That's pretty good, and proportioning's not bad. And then you get your boot swivel if you want that. Ugh. And then you get your nice ankles. That's good. Ankle rocker. His articulation's not bad. There's nothing special about it, but it's not bad other than the neck being an abomination of action figure articulation. So I will go 7. It's fine. You're not going to pose him anyway, frankly. You're going to have the hood on because that's what looks cool. This looks goofy, and so it's okay. But how do they not know how to do double ball pegs? That's just... oh man, that is everything I need to say to describe Hasbro. They don't know how to do double ball pegs. Okay, so now it's time for a final verdict. It's basically like what I said before. There's some really good stuff about this figure, some really bad stuff. There's no way in hell it's worth 30 bucks. At the $20 price point, if you're a Legends collector, grab it. That head sculpt alone makes it worth it. I mean, compared to other Marvel Legends, it's gorgeous. Man, so nice. But otherwise, the figure is just run-of-the-mill average Marvel Legends with slightly better paint applications. Slightly. Body still sucks. The cape is atrocious. Ugh. I'm gonna knock it down to an average at the regular retail price of $30. 6 out of 10. If you can get it for 20, 7 out of 10. But it's still a garbage figure with a really nice head sculpt and some nice paint application. But the body colors don't match, and there's no shading or anything on him to go with his head, so it's really weird looking. And the cape is terrible. Terrible, terrible. It's like Hasbro refuses to do a good job. Even when they're doing a good job, they started, said, okay, we're doing a good job, now what? Let's just shit the bed completely. Neck down, shit the bed. Don't keep doing a good job. We can't set that standard. Whatever. It's so good from the head up. Whatever. Alright, I don't know what else to say. I'm so mad because why? Why attach such a good... whatever. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. If you haven't subscribed, you should. I have new videos every day but Wednesday and thousands already on the channel. So make sure you come back for all of that. In the meantime, keep collecting.